Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Musings of Maverick channel. I'm your host Maverick, and today we are starting a new series, Kamisama ni Natta Hi. So, as I typically like to do in my first episodes of a series, just to give a quick introduction to any newcomers who are here, typically I always do my videos into 3 different parts. I'll have my opening, which is an introduction or a recap segment. I'll have my middle portion, which is my blind reactions. And then finally, at the end of every video, I will have what I call my musings section, which is essentially a sort of a review section where I point out the things that I liked and I didn't like about the episode, about the series in general, any sort of references, any sort of world building, world context kind of stuff that I want to mention. And then, especially for a series like this, I like to do some predictions, right, and make some theories. This is an original anime after all, and I would like to sort of guess and see what exactly is going to happen. I find that part fun, and a lot of my viewers also find that fun as well. But in any case, they will all be timestamped below, so you can just jump to whichever part that you please. So, since this is the first episode, let's talk a little bit about this particular anime, right? It is an original anime, and to be honest, the only reason why I'm watching this anime is because of the reputation. And by that, I mean the reputation of the creator of this anime, Maeda-san, Maeda-jun-san. So, he is also the creator behind Clannad, behind Air, behind Angel Beats, Little Busters, right? He's a very prominent, very well-regarded series creator, I guess, whatever you want to call it, scriptwriter. And so, you know, this series actually had a lot of hype behind it once it was first announced, and certainly I also took a interest to it as well. And yeah, I mean, if nothing else, I do want to see if it's going to be any good or not. He hasn't disappointed yet, you know, both him and Key, which is his studio, and yeah, just want to see where exactly this is going, because reading the synopsis of it, it's definitely not something that particularly interests me, right? But I figured with Maeda-san holding the helm, and then also the director and sound director are also people who've long worked with his works as well. Particularly the sound director is the same sound director as that of Angel Beats and you know, all the others that I mentioned. I do at least expect this series to have some pretty good sound design and some pretty good music to come out of it as well. For the rest of it though, you know, it's also featuring some pretty big names in terms of its seiyuu. Hanae Natsuki is voicing the male lead, and then Sakura Ayane is voicing the female lead. So we also got that to look forward to, right? So it seems that the staff, the cast, they're all solid. The only thing that remains to be seen is whether or not this series is any good or not. And so I guess we shall just find out right now. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. It's also being made by PA Works as well, which I've seen a few originals of. Already beginning with the music, right? So the sound design is definitely something I'll be focusing a lot on for this series, because to me that's basically the one thing that I can say is probably going to impress me. Ooh. Loli. Okay. A day of descent. Odie? Siri? Really? Oh, is she reading his mind? I think she's reading his mind. He's basically treating her like a small child right now. Well, one look at that, you would... One look at that and you would tell that that's sort of like a nun's cloth. All-knowing does not actually mean she can do anything, right? And besides, if she really was all-knowing, why was she hit by the ball? Gyota, eh? Okay, I think I saw that in the synopsis already. The world will end in 30 days. Why are you here in the first place, dude? Oh. Mm. Sato. Hmm? Yeah. Don't you have a lot of children already, Odin? It's also certainly quite the. By the way, the so his name, his family name, is actually just Become God. Is it actually gonna rain? Oh, here it comes. Still though, what she's saying right here isn't actually anything that you can't know without modern day technology. This girl? Keep it down in the library, dude. Dude, shush in the library. Well, no shit, dude. Who's that? How's... I don't know who that is. Okay. This is so stupid. Alright, come on. Let's get on with it. Still, yeah, that's certainly quite the nice guy, right? Oh, is she going to predict who's gonna win? By the way, I did that before. I actually went horse betting in Hong Kong once, and I actually bet and got I got the top free right. Yeah, and I got a trifecta payout. I think it was something like 300 times. Unfortunately, I didn't really bet too much money there, but man, that was awesome. Still though, if you knew everything, why were you hit by a basketball? No shit. Yeah, maybe answer that first. You're gonna play wingman here? Or a wingwoman? Okay, that's pretty funny. I gotta admit. Well, first things first, you can't just... What? Seriously? and she's... What the hell? Okay, she probably went around and said some... Wait. He doesn't... But that's still 3 strikes, right? She doesn't know the rules. This girl. But still, though, again, if you were really... I feel like this really isn't consistent, though. If you can know all that, but you don't know that a 5th pitch won't happen, and all that. I'm just still thinking of the possibilities that she's not actually a god and just a normal person. No, but there's still the horse racing thing though, so alright. Alright, but I think they're still... Oh, no? No? Gone? Alright. What? So random. You know, like a lost relative or something like that. Alright, her mom's gonna be like, hey, this is your cousin, or a friend, or the daughter of my friend, or something like that. I'm already expecting that to happen. I don't think there's anything more after this, just a preview. So, I'll be listening to this song, and I'll see you guys in just a second. And that was the first episode of Kamisama ni Natta Hi. So, just to give a quick verdict, I do feel like this was a pretty interesting episode, although my feelings are like half the time I'm being embarrassed by the antics of Hina and the cringeworthiness of the dialogue and all that, and the other half I was generally entertained by the situations that they got themselves into. So, a little bit on a half and half, but overall it was pretty entertaining. To be honest, I spent most of the time actually thinking about whether or not Hina is actually a real deity or not. Oh, by the way, her name is Hina, right? Because did they mention that in the episode? I don't think they mentioned it in the episode, but in the cast list they show her name as Sato Hina, so I'm just gonna call her Hina now. So apparently but anyways, what I was saying was that I was trying to figure out if she was actually the real deal or not, right? Because a lot of the predictions that she made in this episode, I feel like could have been done for human means as well. Say, for instance, suddenly raining, or there being traffic on the road. You can literally look that up, right? With modern day technology and all that. Just get the most up-to-date status and all that. You could predict that as well. And same with the ending there, with her being able to, Yuda's mom agreeing to Hina staying at their house, right? Oh, I'm fairly certain that in the next episode we're gonna learn that, Hina is actually like a child of a distant relative or a distant friend or something like that, and so they're supposed to let her stay there and take care of her for a month or something like that, right? Definitely, I'm not expecting Hina to have or Yuda's mom to be like, oh yeah, Hina's a deity, Hina's a god, so you gotta let her stay here, right? There's definitely going to be some sort of explanation for all this. And yeah, and what about the rest of things, right? Like, say for instance, the pitching part, predicting like what kind of balls are going to come, what kind of pitches the pitcher's gonna throw. I mean, technically, you could also manipulate that. You could see like what their tendencies are, or heck, even set this up beforehand, right? And same thing with knowing about the girl that you just like, her preferences. Izanami-san, right? The girl who Yuta has a crush on, knowing her little secrets. I mean, it's not that much of a secret, right? It's like she likes baseball and all that. You could, if you really have the time and resources, investigate that and know about that. You can still learn that for human means, right? So I was completely on the fence about whether or not she is actually a deity or not. But the one thing that I can't actually explain, however, is the horse racing part. So being able to actually call out all the horse placements, that is definitely not something that humans can do, or computers can do. If somebody can do that consistently, they'd be, like they said, billionaires, right? So with that said, I have to begrudgingly accept that that Hina definitely has some supernatural powers or is a deity of some sort. Now, do I think that she's Odin? Definitely not. I don't think that really fits in with the mythology of Odin as we know it and the Nordic gods and all that. Not to mention she's wearing, literally, the thing that she's wearing is more suited to like Roman Catholicism or Christianity or something like that, right? Definitely not Nordic culture. So, I guess you could argue that, hey, she's a deity, and perhaps it's humans who have a wrong interpretation of the deities and whatnot, but still, I find that to be a bit of a far stretch. Even if Hina were to be a deity or some type of supernatural being, I don't feel like she's being completely honest with what she says, right? And not to mention, there are still a bit more inconsistencies here. Like, if she really was all-knowing, why did she manage to get herself to hit herself on the head with a basketball or things of that nature, right? Or how does she not know Narukami's name and Juda's name? Things of that kind of that sort kind of puzzles me. So that's why I'm thinking, okay, I'll accept that you have some sort of powers, right? But the god of Odin, the one prime god above all else, I'm still on the fence about that. By the way, some other things about, I guess we can talk a little bit about Yuta as well. So his name, Narukami, they actually explained that in the episode that it is, the kanji for it literally means become God, which, it kind of makes you think, right? Because the series itself is called Kamisama ni Natta Hi, or the day I became a god, right? And then you have the main character whose name literally means become God. Does that have any significant meaning, right? Or is that just some sort of little Easter egg, or some sort of a weird joke that the creators decided to put in? Let's keep that file for now, right? I do think that potentially it could be a major hint as to what this entire series is about, and so on and so forth. So we still got that too. Let's just keep that in mind for now. Yuta himself, his personality and whatnot, this is only the first episode. I don't have too much to say. I do feel like he's a bit of a klutz though, not only how he acts around Izanami, but also like during the scene where he was trying to hit a homer, he ended up blaming Hina for predicting the fifth pitch when he was already going to be struck out, right? So even at that point, I was like, oh yeah, Hina, it's Hina's fault because she didn't know the rules of baseball or all that. But hey, think about it. She actually told Yuta beforehand, right? She was like, okay, first ball's gonna be like this, second, third, fourth, and then you're going to hit the fifth ball. Then you should know yourself that can't happen because you're going to be struck out before then. Although I guess, to be fair, even though she predicted 1 through 4, she never said if they were going to be strikes or balls, right? But, just by the wording of it, it felt that they were going to be strikes. So, I don't know. But I definitely feel like that's a little bit more on Yuta's, like his own fault and all that. So, definitely a klutz, especially in things regarding to Izanami. Beyond that, what else can we say from this particular episode? I mean, I guess if we do accept that Hina is a deity of some sort, should we also accept her saying that the world is going to end in 30 days? Again, I put a question mark there, but I feel like with a series such as this, she's probably going to be getting more and more accurate predictions, and Yuta, and potentially even people around him who are in contact with him and Hina, are going to start believing that what Hina is saying is the truth. And so potentially maybe the series is about what people will do while faced with such kinds of impending doom. This is a pretty interesting philosophical question that a lot of writers have explored as well, right? And indeed, some kind of works have explored this as well. So is this going to be going from that kind of aspect? Otherwise, I don't really see like what exactly they can do, right? Like if the world is going to end in 30 days, what more could you want from a deity who knows everything? Yeah, so I would presume that the story is going to be about how they eventually decide to live out the rest of their lives. Obviously, I'm not expecting the world to actually end in 30 days, but we'll see about that, shall we? And then finally, I do want to point out the sound design of this episode. So I mentioned at the beginning that one of the things that I am fairly looking forward to, and I have confidence of, is in the sound and the background music and all that, right? I do feel like it's probably going to be up to the standards of stuff like Clannad, of Little Busters and Angel Beats and all that. And indeed, in this episode, we were treated to a little bit of what could come. I did really like the sound design of this episode and the BGM as well. So keep it coming. In any case, that's it for this first episode. I mean, it's entertaining so far, so I'll continue to watch on, give it a few episodes, see if it really hits me or not, and hopefully you guys will be along the way as well, right? So I shall see you guys next week. Until then, bye bye.